Oh, now we're dropping the phone on you. You're Instagram's throwing up right now. Like, stop moving! Stop moving! We're so close. I can feel it.
You're in.
We good? All right, cool. Is Facebook running too now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We got Facebook and Instagram. We got everybody. So sorry for the delay on that. I'm refreshing my Facebook page right now because I'm about to share it to my personal wall because it's going on the Clovis Culture page. There we go. Got it. Okay. Click that share button. Once you click share, just click share now public. So that's now going to shoot over to my Nault page. So you can see it there too, but hang with us here on Clovis because like I said, this week 12, we're finally sorting out a few things. We're gonna take a few breaks here and there. I'm gonna check your comments as we go. Because now at the end of this, if you haven't been with us for an AMA before, we do a live Q&A section, but I just want you to remember, if you have a question or something right now that's burning in your head that you've been wanting to ask me, or you follow me on the Clovis Academy or any social media and you're like, I wanna ask this question, sit tight, maybe write it down, type it somewhere on your computer or on your iPad or whatever, and ask the question when we're talking about that topic, because the issue is, if you leave a question for me right now at the 1 minute mark and then I'm reading my notes or I'm going over something and all of a sudden it's 45 minutes in, I gotta go back and try to find your comment, that's gonna be hard. So if you have questions, just kind of hold them or ask them when we're talking about that topic. So I'm gonna give you a quick summary now that we've liked and shared and done all that, got it out of the way. This is episode 12, live Ask Me Anything, what's holding you back? So we're gonna talk about what's holding you back, exactly what it sounds. I'm gonna start the show off, we're gonna talk about motivation. If you've been here with me before, you know my thoughts on motivation versus discipline, two very different things. I'm also going to share some stories with you. I've never done this before, but I think it's time. We've been doing this for long enough. The Clovis Academy has been around long enough now. I think we have like 350 members. Clovis Academy has been around long enough that I can share some of these stories with you. Pull back the curtain a little bit. For those of you that are just now coming to us, if this is your first Ask Me Anything, or maybe last week was your first, or you've seen a couple, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about something that I call the ripple effect, how important the ripple effect is in making changes in those around you, for your loved ones, or what I call the inner circle. We're going to discuss how to navigate Easter Sunday food choices. And then we're also going to do some quick notes on last week's Ask Me Anything. So if you tuned in for last week's Ask Me Anything, it was all about fitness. I went over fitness myths, and it was called Fitness for Fat Loss. And I think a lot of people lost that very important thing, that it was titled Fitness for Fat Loss. A lot of people took it as I'm anti-exercise or I was attacking exercise, which is silly because I'm literally obsessed with exercise. I love exercise. So I'm going to clear that up because details matter. So we'll go over that. Then we'll launch into live Q&A. Then we have a special surprise for you at the end as well. So stick around. Like most weeks, we got a little surprise that we're going to offer for you at the end there. So make sure you stick around to the end. Again, click the share button if you got a friend that wants to hear this. Tag them. If you tag people in the comments, it'll bring them over to the video. So it's called What's Holding You Back. So if you can think of anybody off the top of your head that you love that's being held back, that sees what you're doing, they want your results, they want them themselves, but they haven't quite dove in, tag them and let's jump in. So let's start with motivation. Yes, talking about motivation again. Because one of the number one things I get in emails, and this is from people who have already been in the academy, people who have already worked with me, who are doing really well, I just get this, how do you stay motivated? Justin, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay so motivated? The truth is, I don't. I'm almost never motivated. And I also don't rely on motivation. So motivation is a tricky thing because it's great when you have it, but you really can't rely on it. There are some days where you're not gonna have motivation. There are plenty of days when I don't have motivation. I was talking to Josh about this the other day. There's something about waking up early. If I'm awake pre 6:30 a.m., my body is screaming at me to not take a cold shower. Don't do it, Justin, don't do it. This sucks. There's just something about it being early. And I do it every time. I fall back on discipline. So when motivation fails you, you have to fall back on discipline and decision making. And these two things go hand in hand. So to give you an example, my personal life. When I wake up, I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to make my bed, I'm going to take a shot of pink Himalayan sea salt, Redmond's real salt, half a teaspoon, I'm going to drink about 16 ounces of water, then I'm going to take an ice cold shower, a freezing cold shower, then I'm going to meditate, then I'm going to make some coffee that I'm going to blend some paleo powder into. While I'm drinking that paleo powder coffee, I'm going to read a book. It's either going to be on business or nutrition research or whatever it is in that moment. So I already know, if I know these things are going to happen, cold shower, electrolytes, water, meditation, reading, coffee, all these things, they're already predetermined. They're predetermined that they're gonna happen every single day. So I don't need motivation to do them because that's just what my day looks like. I have turned them into habits. I call it lifestyle automation. I automate as much of my life as I possibly can. You try to make the good decisions automatic when motivation fails you. Remember, you can literally do anything you want. It's simply a matter of making the decision to do it. So don't think about it as motivation anymore, because motivation will always fail you. Always. The first day that you feel unmotivated, you're just going to decide to not do it. So you have to make the decision. And you'll see this as we go through the stories and these different things that we talk about in this AMA. The real difference maker between success and failure is a decision. And the thing is, if you're not ready to make the decision to change, if you're not ready to say, this is my decision, I am this type of person, and it becomes a non-negotiable, if you're not ready to do that, you're not ready for me. I'm not the guy for you, because I'm not gonna rah-rah motivate you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say, this is what I offer, this is the different life that you can have, and if you're tired of the way you're living now and you wanna change and you're ready to make that decision, then let's talk about that. So this is lifestyle design. It's literally designing the life that you want for yourself, okay? So what's holding you back? Maybe you've seen some AMAs, maybe you have. Now, this is actually an email that I get a lot. People say, oh, I've been following you for weeks. I've seen all of your AMAs, and I've been in the Clovis Academy. I've been in the Clovis Academy for weeks, and it's so much fun, and people are so supportive, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I don't recognize your name. God, that's because I haven't participated at all. I haven't liked anything, I haven't commented on anything, I haven't shared a post, I haven't done anything. These are people that are feeling held back for one reason or another. That's why the title of this Ask Me Anything is What's Holding You Back? Because I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that prevents people from going all in. This kind of wallflower approach where they're like, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch for a little bit. You know, something is holding them back. And that's my question to you, is what's holding you back? So let's walk through a role play. Let's say you're about to see some incredible stories. I'm gonna share stories with you that you probably don't think are possible, right? And these are real people. These are real people from the Clovis Academy that you can interact with one-on-one. You can reach out to them. So if you were to picture your life today and then picture your life 90 days from now. So let's say you have what I would consider a significant amount of weight to lose, all right? So in America, if you say obesity is 30 pounds or more overweight, so that would be considered a significant amount of weight to lose. If you have a significant amount of weight to lose, just picture yourself. Don't think about today. Don't look at Justin. Don't look at me. Don't look at my body. Don't look at people in the Clovis Academy, their bodies, their results, whatever. I'm talking about you. Why would you want to lose 30 pounds? What would losing 30 pounds accomplish for you? What would your life be like? If you woke up, it's 90 days from now, you're 30 days later, what changes? Is it the way you interact with your children, your grandchildren? Is it the way you interact with your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend? Are you looking at each other differently? Are you more confident in the bedroom? Are you not tired walking up the stairs to go to bed? Do you have more energy to get out of bed in the morning to go to work? What does your life look like? Okay? So what does your life look like? Think about that for a second and then come back to the fears, because that's what it is. It's always fear. It always comes down to fear. The fears that are preventing you from jumping headfirst into Clovis, from trusting me, from trusting people in the Clovis Academy. What's preventing you from doing that? Now, it probably is fear, but in the same sense, what is that fear? Where does that fear come from? I know from working with, now remember this, I've made over 200 custom nutrition plans. Over 200 custom nutrition plans in the last 30 days. That's a shitload of nutrition plans every single day. That's how many people are flooding the inbox. These are people, and a lot of them, like I said, they say, hey, I've been watching your AMAs, I've been watching this, I've been watching that, I've been in the Clovis Academy, and you know what? I finally did it, I'm finally reaching out, I'm finally emailing you. That's awesome. For some reason or another, I don't know what it is, but whatever was holding them back has been lifted, right? Now, a lot of you are thinking of the roller coaster, because you've been through the roller coaster a million times your whole life. If you have significant weight to lose, I guarantee you've been dealing with this for some number of years. So it's up and down, up and down. I've tried every fad diet, I've tried every fitness protocol, I've starved myself, I've done this. A lot of people come to me, they've already had gastric bypass surgery. They've already had their gallbladder out. They've already had their thyroid taken out. There's all this stuff, there's a million reasons, and they're looking at me and they're going, I've seen this before. This is another guy selling bullshit. This is just another guy who's in shape, who's selling bullshit. And they're afraid that I'm selling bullshit. Now, the funny thing there is I'm not selling you anything at all. I've done all of those nutrition plans for free, 200 plus in the last 30 days, right? So I'm not selling you anything, but I get it. The fear is, this is another guy. I followed Tony Horton, I followed Sean T, I did P90X, I did that, I lose 10 pounds and I gain it all back. I lose 10 pounds and I gain it all back. It's the up and down, that's the fear. The fear is I'm just another guy selling bullshit. So I figure at this point, we're 12 weeks into the AMA. The Clovis Academy has been around for about 3 or 4 weeks, and we have almost 350 members now. It's going really well. So I'm now in a position where it's a little bit easier when I bring new people into the fold. So if you're looking at this AMA number 12 and we've never worked together before, you don't know me, now I get to give you a little peek behind the curtain. So I'm just gonna take one quick second here and make sure that I can see everything. Yep, we have comments coming up. The Facebook Live is still live. Instagram, you guys take a breather for a second because we're about to share some stories with you that are pretty amazing. And it's a little funny because I don't believe in motivation, but I think I'm about to give you a boatload of motivation. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So yeah, there's some comments coming in, and this is the great part about the Academy too. Krista saying her detox was pretty rough, but it only lasted a few days. She got through it. She had the support team, the Clovis Academy behind her, helping her through this, holding me back, how bad I'm gonna feel when I quit. Yeah, there's a million reasons. The first week, Sharissa, great job. You guys are crushing it. That's the thing is, once you come in, Alicia, right? You'll feel bad for a short time, then you feel 100 times better. Once you come into the fold and you have this support system behind you, you might feel crappy at first, but you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now we're in a position where other people can talk to you. That's what the support system's about. That's what the support system's about. I put 2 girls together in the Clovis Academy in Facebook Messenger, where one girl was the same starting weight as this other girl who had lost 90 pounds with Clovis. She's lost 90 pounds. That gave her a whole lot of motivation, gave her a whole lot of hope. So stop thinking about it as motivation, we'll think about it as hope. And remember, what all these people have in common is the discipline. They made the decision. They made decisions that were non-negotiable. So here they are, and they're getting success, and I want to share that with you. All right, cool. Facebook's working, Instagram's working, all the technical stuff is out of the way. So let's jump into this. I'm gonna bring some things up on the computer screen so you guys can see exactly what we're talking about here. So, pull you up, boom. Okay, this is the first 2 testimonies I want to share with you. Now remember, these are all people in the Clovis Academy. Oops, did that thing break again?
It's all right.
All right, so these are all people in the Clovis Academy. Like I said, you can interact with these people. Facebook.com/groups/Clovis Academy. It's a completely free group to be a part of. It's growing every day. That's where all my emails come from. These people have gotten custom nutrition plans from me that lead to these results. So first and foremost, this is Crystal and this is Micah. Crystal and Micah, I wanted to share their story with you because they're a couple and they changed their entire household. And it's staggering, right? So Crystal found me on a YouTube video, one of the first YouTube videos I ever did as a nutritional therapist, and that was called Why You're Not Losing Weight on the Paleo Diet. And the reason why she found me on that video is because both Crystal and Micah had started the paleo diet and they were not losing weight. And I get this all the time. All the time, there are people saying, I'm on the paleo diet, I'm not losing weight, this doesn't work, I've tried keto, I've tried paleo, I've tried this, I've tried that. I'm gonna tell you why this is different. So I made custom macronutrient plans for both of them. They started with me January 27th. So let me talk to you about your results. From January 27th to now is 8 weeks. In 8 weeks, let's start with Micah. In 8 weeks, Micah lost 52 pounds. 52 pounds in 8 weeks. What did I just say to you? I said, picture your life 90 days from now and you've lost 30 pounds. He lost 52 pounds in 8 weeks. 52 pounds in 8 weeks. Now, Crystal over here, she started at just 150 pounds. And she lost 22 pounds in that same 8 weeks, right? 22 pounds. That's crazy. And now, as a result, we get ripple effect because all of our kids are eating differently, they're supplementing, they're doing all the things, they're making the right decisions, and they're changing their household. And these results are so stunning that Micah had to get a new security badge at his job. His badge with his picture on it, they had to take a new picture because people couldn't recognize him. So it was a problem for security. That's insane. We're talking about 8 weeks. 8 weeks. It's nuts. So it's not another 30-day plan, it's not another 60-day plan, whatever. I'm giving you lifestyle design. This is literally lifestyle design. Choose the life you want for yourself and design it, and I'll give you the tools to get there. So again, this is Crystal and Micah, 22 pounds here, 52 pounds here. That's 74 pounds from one couple in 8 weeks. Do we have a picture of Crystal with her shorts too?
No.
No? Okay. Well, Crystal was super cool. She shared a bunch of pictures with us, so we'll show you some more pictures of them. But that's one, so let's show them Katie. Katie, boom, this is Katie Thompson. Okay, so Katie, again, she gave us permission to share all this stuff. She's evangelical about it at this point. Katie came to me, I believe she was 166 pounds. I think she was 166 pounds starting. Now she's been with us for 6 weeks. That's it, right? Yes, just 6 weeks. She's been working with Clovis, got her custom macronutrients for free for 6 weeks. She's lost 30 pounds. So again, I start telling you a story in the beginning. Hey, picture yourself 90 days from now. And you're going, oh, 90 days isn't that long. Wait, you can lose 30 pounds in 90 days? She did it in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. This is just science. That's the difference between me and most people. Most people study diet and exercise. I study biochemistry. It's totally different. I study biochemistry. So you've seen Crystal, 22 pounds in 8 weeks. Micah, 52 pounds in 8 weeks. Katie, 30 pounds in 6 weeks. That's insane. Now on top of this, when Katie started, she was crazy into yoga. She was just like everybody else who was fitness first, fitness first, fitness first. How can I burn off all these calories I'm eating? By the way, I dramatically increased the amount that all 3 of these people eat every day. Dramatically increased their caloric intake. Made them eat more to get these results. Made them eat more, made them work out less. Crystal and Michael were allowed to walk basically on their first 30 days. Katie kept doing yoga. And I got a message from her today that said, my yoga game is better than it's ever been. I'm doing forearm stands and handstands every day. It's absolutely blowing my mind. So she's down 30 pounds and doing handstands in 6 weeks. And week 1, I remember her saying, oh my God, I feel like death. I can't do these yoga workouts. This detox is so bad. So I teach her the salt trick. Next thing I know, she's supplementing with salt. She's feeling like $1 million. We get her electrolytes up. Boom, here we are 6 weeks later. She's down 30 pounds. Her yoga game is off the charts. It's crazy. So that's another one. Katie, Crystal, Micah. Now, I'm going to share one with you that's a lot of fun for me to share. Because if you're in the Clovis Academy, you know the wizard. This is the wizard. So remember, in Clovis, right, if you are in any way associated with Clovis, you believe in what we're doing. You believe in the protocols, you believe in the foods that we're preaching, you believe in the entire lifestyle design aspect of Clovis. I have a transformation story. Josh, the wizard, has an incredible transformation story. This is 40 pounds. He lost 40 pounds in 60 days. 40 pounds in 60 days. Now, a fun tip about Josh is this picture right here, this before and after, which I've seen a bazillion times. He worked out exactly 0 times. Literally, he did 0 workouts to lose 40 pounds in 60 days. So let me just outline something for you. This right here, this is proof, 40 pounds in 60 days. The rest of the fitness and nutrition space is full of shit. They're 100% full of shit. Eat less, work out more. Eat less, work out more. Eat less, work out more. He did this in 40 days with a full caloric load, eating proper macronutrients and didn't work out once. 40 pounds in 60 days. Any questions? I actually want to check the comment section right now because this is so crazy. So remember, Josh believes in this, Krista believes in this, Micah believes in this. They made the decision to start making better decisions. They made the decision to become disciplined, to stop relying on motivation, to stop relying on what other people were telling them, to stop relying on their family and their friends judging them and saying fruit is healthy, right? Forget that shit. Forget it. What other people say to you doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I hate to be that guy that's like, hey, I'm the only one who can tell you shit that matters, but for some reason, I figured this out over the last 6 years. I don't know why that is. But this is solid information, and I've repeated this over and over and over and over and over. For every one person who lets me share, I have 40 who don't want their things to be public. So let's keep doing it. Let's do it with you. So let's check this out here. Let's see if we have any. Those stories are amazing, right? Yes, email justin@clovisculture.com. Thank you, Amanda. Yeah, tag people, that's perfect. What if I don't live in, okay, get this, that's a great question. What if I don't live in North Carolina? First things first, I'm in Nashville, I live in Nashville, and almost every single person in that Clovis Academy does not live in Nashville. I do all of this remotely. I am not a personal trainer. I don't train these people, I don't meet them in person. I do this all remotely. All I have to do is make you a custom macronutrient plan. That's it. We fix it. If you're in North Carolina, shoot me an email. What's the deal with fruit? Okay, fruit is not good for you. Fruit is pure sugar. I have talked about fruit in probably 11 of 11 Ask Me Anythings. It's one of the biggest misconceptions out there. So don't worry about fruit. Go back and watch some of their AMA. I have an AMA that's literally called Fruit is Toxic. So I'm going to do something right now in the comments section. Clovis.store/AMA. Boom. Okay. Go to that link. Clovis.store/AMA. Look up the Fruit is Toxic AMA. So there's Crystal. What's up? Crystal's here. Crystal Jean. That was Crystal. Incredible stories, right? Okay, so you saw the wizard, you saw Crystal, you saw Michael, you saw Katie. Now remember, what all these people have in common is basically what has become the slogan of Clovis, which is I am free. You may have seen some posts that we put up that say I am free. This is a really big deal. What are you free from? You're free from calorie counting. You're free from guilt of not working out. You're free from all the mainstream nutrition advice that you've been given that has caused you to roller coaster up and down, up and down, up and down for your entire life. It's bullshit info. It wasn't your fault. You've been fed bad information. Okay? That's what's happening. That's what you're free from. You're free from endless options. Endless options. That's a huge problem. So let me break this down for you. The best thing you can do, start doing simple shit. Do simple shit. Period. Okay? Let me tell you what I mean by that. We're Americans. American mainstream mentality on just about everything is more is better. And it's simply not true. We love our big giant super centers, right? I go shopping, it's a big giant super center. I'm at Kroger, and it has literally 15 million food options. But when I walk in there, I walk out with the same 6 items. I'm in and out of that grocery store in 5 minutes. I don't think about the choices. People think that choices and variety is good. It's not. It is not good for you. When we were hunter-gatherers walking through the woods, we ate whatever the hell we could get our hands on, right? That's the principle of paleo. Limit these food options. Discipline equals freedom. Discipline equals freedom. That's the biggest thing I want to harp on right now. Remove the variables and keep it simple. So if you see me walk out of a grocery store, you're gonna see probably 3 dozen eggs, you're gonna see 10 bags of broccoli, you're gonna see 2 jars of sauerkraut, you're gonna see avocados, you might see some walnuts, you might see some dark chocolate. It's the same thing over and over and over. I never even go down any of the other aisles. Why would I do that? It's crazy. I tell this to parents all the time. It's like, look, man, somebody broke in your house and put popcorn and bread in your cupboards. Your kid's eating junk they shouldn't be eating. That's crazy. I don't know how it got in the house. I don't know who walked down the aisle and grabbed it off the shelf and bought it and stuck it in the cupboard. I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. You have ghosts. There's ghosts in your house poisoning your kids, right? So keep it simple. There's a great story about this. People like to talk about Steve Jobs and how he wore the same clothes over and over, right? So he wakes up literally hanging the same clothes in his closet, a little black turtleneck, the light jeans and everything. This was like Steve Jobs' uniform. Now, Steve Jobs believed, and a lot of people believe this, the jury's kind of out, the science goes back and forth, but that we have a limited amount of willpower and a limited capacity for decision making. So you want to leave your willpower and decision making for the things that really matter. Like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going 150 miles an hour all day long for 15 hours a day, right? I have to make very important, game-changing decisions on a very, very regular basis. If I just walked out of Subway after spending 15 minutes in front of the menu going, do I want sweet onion chicken teriyaki, or do I want the Italian herbs and cheese bread because they say that that's better for you, blah, blah, blah. That amount of just burning your willpower on bullshit, simplify your life. That's freedom. Freedom. The more choices you have in front of you, the more bullshit menus you have in front of you at Starbucks with the calorie count on them. Go in and order a black coffee. Remove all the garbage. The more choices you have in your nutrition space, and the more choices you have in your fitness space as well. Do I do Zumba? Do I do bar? Do I do yoga? Do I do cycling? Do I do bicep curls? Do I do CrossFit? What do I do? Remove that shit. Move your body. Move your body. It's so simple. Go outside and go for a walk. The more choices you have, the more closed in you're going to feel. You're going to feel like you're in a cage. It's ridiculously overwhelming. I feel the same way about recipes. That's why I get so worked up about recipes. You don't need a book that says 100 paleo recipes. You need 3 to 4 recipes that you love, that you repeat over and over and over. I know what's for breakfast tomorrow. I know what goes in my coffee tomorrow. I know what's for lunch tomorrow. I know what's for dinner tomorrow. I don't have to think about it, right? I really don't have to think about it. I try to automate as much of my life as possible. So this is lifestyle automation. We've talked about lifestyle design, the testimonials, designing the life that you want for yourself. That's lifestyle design. Now we're talking lifestyle automation. Make good decisions automated, okay? So speaking of good decisions and speaking of testimonies, now that you've seen that and you've seen the power behind that, I have homework for you. Anyone that is watching this right now, whether you're on day 1, day 5, day 8, day 47, no matter what it might be, grab someone in your house or grab a tripod or grab your mirror. Take a picture. That's your homework. Take a picture right now where you're at so you can see where you end up. Pictures don't lie. I've been saying this over and over and over. Get off the scale. Stop weighing yourself. Stop weighing yourself. Stop weighing yourself. Get off the scale. People say, I get it. Ooh, I weighed myself. I'm only down 4 pounds. What am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, you're 2 days in and you're down 4 pounds and you're upset about it. Okay, get off the scale. Start tracking. Picture is the easiest way. You don't have to use body fat calipers. You don't have to do a body fat percentage, any of that. Just take a picture. Stand up, look in the mirror, take a picture. Nobody ever has to see this except for you. Ever. You can give it to me if you want to. If you have an incredible transformation, you want to help me change people's lives, then you can share with me. But you don't have to. That's just for you. That is just for you. Take a picture right now. Take a selfie. Just take a selfie. That's your homework. All right, I'm checking out Facebook again. Like I said, I'm going to start checking Facebook in between these kind of sections that we do just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Because generally speaking, we do these AMAs and then I have 60 plus comments and I go through them on the back end. So pick a protein and veggie, every meal, done. Yeah, that's it. Take foods from the approved foods list and throw them in a skillet. Heather, awesome job. Day 10, that's great. Sean, my tribe and I did 1 and day 14 pictures. And saw non-scale motivations. Yes, non-scale motivations. Those are huge wins. Celebrate those wins. Celebrate the victories. Do your clothes feel different? Do your clothes fit different? Does your body look different in the pictures? Pictures don't lie. Celebrate those victories. They're super, super, super important. Okay, so now that we've talked about taking a picture, I also want to talk about Easter Sunday. We need to talk about navigating Easter Sunday. One of the most, it happened to us tonight at dinner, which was really funny before we got here. That one of the most interesting things that happens when you're in my position, the position of Clovis, the position of this Justin, the nutrition guy, right? Which is a situation I never really thought I'd find myself in, but I have. Anytime somebody makes a bad decision, let's say a bad decision at a restaurant or something, and I'm there, they look at me, ooh, and they go, I never do this, I never do this, I never do this, I never do this, as they eat the bread, right? I don't care. I'm living my life. I'm not living your life. I don't go out and recruit people. I let people come to me. I don't recruit. I promise you that 9 times out of 10, if I'm in a room, I feel better than everybody in that room. And that comes off my like a lot of people think I'm aggressive. A lot of people think I have way too much energy. A lot of people think this, that, the other thing. I train jujitsu. I do powerlifting. I do blah, 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 right? So I'm a very on fire person because of the way that I feel, right? I never run out of energy. So I let that speak for itself and I let people come to me. That's the same way you should handle Easter. Easter Sunday, now I mentioned I'm in Nashville, especially in the South. My brother married a Southern girl, so I've been over to his in-laws' places for Thanksgiving or Easter Sunday or whatever. Maybe you're going to a restaurant. If you're in the South, good luck. It's going to be very, very, very difficult. Now, you can still make good choices, and we're going to get into how to make better choices. But remember this, you must embrace the fact that once you're different, I'm very different, right? People, we put this on Instagram, people are so afraid of being different that they're willing to become a statistic. You are so afraid of being different that you are willing to become a statistic. Think about it in your head. You're terrified of people judging you for your food choices, for something as stupid as what's on your plate. If somebody judges you for that, you don't need them in your life. And they're projecting their own insecurities on you. So understand, embrace and accept the fact that on Easter, if you make some interesting food choices, you're going to get judged for it. So embrace and accept that you're going to get judged, but do not ask for it. Do not seek it out. And there's a very simple way to do that, to not seek it out. So all you have to do is not add endings to your no thank you. If that makes sense, I need to drive this point home. I've been through this. My dad and I have talked about this a lot. My family and I have talked about this a lot. Don't tell the waiter you're paleo. Don't tell the waiter that you know Justin from Clovis. Don't say any of those things. A simple no thank you. You're not going to get questioned for it. But tell me, especially if you're an evangelical Clovis follower who's lost a bunch of weight, tell me you haven't done this. Tell me you're not guilty of this, right? Somebody goes to pass you the bread. Just say, no thank you. That's it. Don't do this. No thank you. I don't eat bread anymore. Or, no thank you, Diet Coke is poison. No thank you, tomatoes are loaded with lectins. No thank you, fruit is full of sugar. Don't add to the no thank you. Leave well enough alone. Let the no thank you happen. Trust me, as somebody who has lived in this world for 6+ years and has been called an asshole and has been called aggressive and has been said that I make people feel guilty when I haven't even done anything, you are going to get judged for this lifestyle that you found. You're going to get judged for being Clovis. You're going to get judged for being free. They don't know you're free. They're still trapped, right? And you're reminding them of that. So don't go looking for it. Literally, no more, no thank you this, no thank you that, no thank you that. I'll tell you, you're doing it wrong. I know. Stop shitting in the punch bowl, you dick. Stop. Let people have fun. You're at a family event, right? Let them have fun. Let them eat bread. Let them eat cake. Let them eat sugar. Whatever. When in doubt, tell a little white lie. You know, if Aunt Eldritch is like, here, have some bread, and you're like, no, thank you. And she goes, why, sweetie? Are you on a diet? Just say no. This isn't a diet. We've been over it. We're talking about lifestyle design, right? Don't go poking and prodding for questions. There's some of you that when you get healthy, you become evangelical, which is a good thing if people come to you and ask you for it. But if you're rude about the evangelical thing, like, you don't want to be the person that tells your 90-year-old aunt that she's been eating incorrectly for her entire life. She's 90, and it's Easter Sunday. It's not the time to teach her a lesson about nutrition, to prove how much you know. Okay? So don't do that. That's it. Just say, I'm not in the mood for that right now. Maybe later. Thank you very much. Move on. Uncomfortable conversation averted, right? Don't go looking for the debate. Now, it does nothing but make you look mean. It just kind of makes you look mean, okay? Now, in terms of food choices, that's how to handle with the family end of things. But in terms of food choices, meat and vegetables. And this is probably the only time that I'm going to say this when you're at events. Do not worry about the sourcing or the quality of the food. Don't do that. Just about anywhere you go on Easter, whether it's a brunch or a restaurant or your aunt's house or whatever, don't worry about the sourcing of the food. Find a meat, find a vegetable. That way you're eating and you're still having family dinner, you're still with your loved ones, you're still celebrating the holiday. Find a meat, find a vegetable. Now, remember, we're talking discipline. You've already made the decision to stay away from the sweets and the candies and the sugar and all that. You've made that decision. At dessert time, you're having black coffee. That's cool. If people want to ask questions, let them ask questions. But don't be pushy about it. Meat and vegetables. Is the meat grass-fed? I don't care. Is the chicken pasture-raised? I don't care. Is the fish wild-caught? I don't care. Are the vegetables organic? I don't care. I really don't care, okay? It's one day. Now, you can cause some serious problems, especially if you're in your 30-day protocol and you're gonna go eat Cinnabons and cake and coffee with a bunch of creamer in it or whatever. You can cause some problems. But if you do the meat and veggies, you're gonna be fine, because all these things we talk about, what oil is it cooked in? Is it grass-fed? Is it this? Is it that? That has to do with toxicity in the human body. That has to do with overall health and longevity. It has very little to do with fat loss. So if you're in this for fat loss, one meal is not going to kill you if the meat and vegetables were sauteed in canola oil. It's not a big deal. You're going to be fine. Just pick the meat and the vegetable. Biochemically, you're not going to gain weight because it was cooked in canola oil. Okay? Now remember, if you're going to a restaurant, this is a big deal. I had a lot of people ask me about brunch. If you know where you're going, check the menu first. Look up the menu online. Most restaurants that are nice enough to have a brunch are going to have a menu for you on their website. Check the website, check the brunch menu, figure out what they have a game plan going in, because the quickest way to a boatload of uncomfortable conversations and annoyed family members is to say, excuse me, server, is your fish wild caught? Is your meat grass fed? What do you cook your vegetables in? Is the butter grass fed? Like, if you do that, now you look like a jerk, right? And you're making everybody uncomfortable, and you're reminding everybody that they're not on the same health wagon that you are. So just be nice. The holidays are about love, right? Love people, meet them where they're at, and just lead by example. That's all you have to do, lead by example. Another question about Easter is alcohol. Go to Ask Me Anything number 2. I shared the link, clovis.store/askmeanything. Go to Ask Me Anything number 2 and look up alcohol, because alcohol is not as big of a problem as you think it is. And I'll give you some really, really good options there. All right, so I'm gonna check real quick how we're doing on Facebook. Again, the time's flying as we start a little bit late, so we might go a little bit late. Okay, awesome. So we hit the restaurants, and then we hit family, how to deal with them. Okay, so let's talk about a better approach. when you're dealing with family. And if you're in the Clovis Academy, you probably saw a lot of really fun stuff happening today. And well, yesterday, it was really more yesterday. So we had a lot of wins, what I call big wins, with children in the Clovis Academy yesterday. People started sharing experiences of their children eating their healthy food. Now, a lot of these moms, I know them, the Crystal, Sean, Jenny, you guys all shared stuff with your kids, and you guys have all been following these protocols for weeks now. And in the beginning, it was, this is a nightmare, my kids will never be on board with this, it's never gonna happen, and I like to tease parents all the time about how their kids run the show, right? I love to tease them on that. I'm always just playing. I get it's very difficult because these kids are already set in their ways. When they're at a certain age, they've developed their own little taste buds. They have stuff that they like. They're pissed off when you take it from them, of course, right? But so all you can do at that point is to continue to live by example. And this goes for Easter as well. Live by example and always celebrate the little victories. So Sean, her son, had grass-fed butter on his toast, right? That's incredible, amazing. He ate the grass-fed butter and he called it crappy diet butter or something like that, which is really funny. But now he's eating grass-fed butter. He understands grass-fed butter is not poison and it tastes pretty damn good, right? These are little wins that need to be celebrated in a huge, huge way. So I recorded videos of myself talking to the kids in this group. I talked to Sean's son, but Sean's son was actually much older than I thought he was, which was really funny. But Jenny made a video, I think I made a video for Jenny's daughter, yes, and then Crystal shared today, so I gotta make a video for that. But you wanna celebrate these kids. I mean, I'm literally giving them high fives through the phone. That's positive reinforcement. The last thing you wanna do is, if you don't eat that broccoli, you're going to bed hungry and you're grounded tomorrow. Don't ever do that. That kid will hate broccoli for the rest of his life. It's the same way as shitting in the punch bowl on Easter Sunday. It's the same exact thing. Adults are just large little kids. Really, if you've ever been to a therapist, if you've ever done any work with somebody who's trying to help you in your life, all the wounds that we acquire through this life that change us as adults happen between the age of 3 and 8 years old. That's a fact. The most formative years we have are between the age of 3 and 8 years old. So the same way you treat children, just think of grown-ups as big old children. That's what they are. And I see it all the time in trying to help people. I end up becoming a behavior specialist or behavior therapist trying to help people with their diets. So remember that with adults, right? If you have an adult who sees the way you're eating now and you're just no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, you do your thing, this person probably hasn't seen you in months, you look great, and all of a sudden your aunt comes up to you and says, hey, I noticed you didn't eat bread. I gave up bread. I've given up bread for a couple weeks and I feel really good. All you have to say is, that's incredible. You know, when I first gave up bread, it made me feel really good, and I still feel really good, and I don't eat bread anymore. That's a great decision. That's option 1. Do it. It's awesome. Option one is awesome. Option 2 is just like the no thank you, Pepsi's poison, right? Option 2 is, yes, you gave up bread, you need to meet Justin. Justin's in Clovis Academy, and you can go to clovisstore.com and AMA and the Perfect Paleo Powder, and you're not supposed to wear deodorant anymore, and he can help you with your skincare, and he believes in the caveman diet, and blah, 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 blah. Don't do that. They're instantly gonna go, oh my God, I don't like you anymore, right? Just celebrate the little victories and keep living your life. Keep living by example. Live by example, let the curiosity do the work for you. Assuming that you're happy, healthy, feeling great, the curiosity will literally do the work for you. That's the ripple effect. It's the same thing with little kids. Live by example, right? So I'll give you an example. Like these AMAs, I don't even realize, I had my uncle on Sunday, my Uncle Ray, if you're watching, this was awesome, it made me feel like $1 million. My Uncle Ray told me that he watches my AMAs, my Ask Me Anythings. I had no idea. I had no idea that my family's watching these things. So people are seeing what I'm doing and they're gravitating towards it, and then they eventually ask me questions, right? Like I have a genetic cholesterol disorder called familial hypercholesterolemia. It's a pain in the ass to say, right? And my uncle had a heart attack. A widowmaker heart attack. This is a genetic condition that I know my family has. Had a widowmaker heart attack that should have killed him. He's still with us. Should have killed him. And I'm still terrified to reach out to my uncles and say, you're eating wrong. You know, I know he's eating a high grain diet, he's a runner, all these things, he's eating, healthy whole grains and low fat and all this. Even I'm afraid to bring this stuff up. It's a lot easier when it comes to you. You can't force things on people, right? And it's crazy. It's that sensitive of a subject. Me, I'm a really super confident guy, and I know that I can help him with his nutrition, but it still freaks me out. It's tough. It's tough to talk about this stuff. It's a hot button issue. Nobody likes being told that they're wrong. And that brings me to my next thing with family is husbands in the Clovis Academy. Guys like Micah. Micah lost 52 pounds. He jumped on board with Crystal because Crystal found this crazy paleo guy in Nashville, didn't know who the hell he was, but his 9-minute video made a lot of sense. So live by example, because what's happening now is I have these mamas and these wives that are a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, whatever. They look fantastic, and now hubby is looking down at his beer belly and going, oh shit, I gotta get on board. That's what's happening. You can't force it on him. You can't make him, oh, you need to start eating like me. I follow Justin and this. No, don't do it that way. Ripple effect. Love. Start with love. Start with caring. You care about these people. Don't judge them. Don't make them feel bad. When they make a bad food choice, don't make them feel bad. Just continue to make yours. When they offer you a Cinnabon, just say, no, I'm good. And then just keep being healthy, keep being happy, keep doing forearm stands and handstands, keep posting pictures with your old clothes. Take a selfie. Take a selfie. Take a selfie. And anytime somebody asks you, you can just, boom, before and after, ding, ding, check that out. Let it speak for itself. Let the work speak for itself. Okay, how far in are we? We don't have much time left. Josh, how long do you think we should go, given when we started?
I think right now you're at 52. Probably another 15, maybe.
Okay, we can do about 15. All right, let me touch on fitness real quick. Now that we talked about these amazing transformations, I want to talk about the AMA we did because people really felt like I was attacking exercise. I wasn't. Exercise is incredible. It has countless health benefits. It's one of the single best hacks you can do for overall health and wellness. One of those benefits is not fat loss. That's all I was trying to tell you, is exercise is a terrible way to induce fat loss. Unless you're doing specific, very, very specific 180 rule aerobic threshold training, you can make fat loss happen a little bit faster, okay? Or crazy intense high weight resistance training where you're completely depleting muscle glycogen, all right? There's two different things. Exercise is amazing for overall health and wellness, but you have to be specific. Details matter. I got a ton of emails after the AMA. Exercise is healthy. Exercise is good for X, Y, Z. Exercise is good for this. And I read exercise is good for that. And I go, okay, stop. You keep saying exercise. You understand, when you say the word exercise, you are talking about a never-ending list of physical movements that can be done with the human body. You're not telling me anything with your blanket statement. You keep saying exercise and you're making yourself sound silly, okay? That's what I'm saying is, does exercise help with depression? Yes, absolutely. A very specific type of aerobic exercise helps with depression. Does exercise help with mood? Do you release endorphins? Yes, you do. Does it help with memory? Does it help with learning? Does it help with building muscles? Yes. Does it help with osteoporosis? Yes. But again, only resistance training helps with osteoporosis. High intensity interval training and aerobic training help with mood. These are the things that you have to understand. CrossFit 6 days a week doesn't help shit. It doesn't help anything. It has a negative effect. So when you come to me and say, well, I like to exercise because of the mental health benefits, that's great. You need far less than you think. There's a minimum effective dose for endorphin release. There's a minimum effective dose of how much exercise you need to do for these health benefits. And overtraining does the exact opposite. Overtraining is pro-aging. It's literally pro-aging. If you want to age faster, train 6 days a week. Do intense training 6 days a week if you want to age faster. Now, if you want bigger biceps, that's a different goal and different exercises than wanting to learn self-defense. If you want to know self-defense, that's a different specific goal than wanting to compete in a CrossFit competition. Wanting to compete in a CrossFit competition is a very different goal from wanting to run your first 5K. These are different things. Exercise is not a blanket statement. Stop it. Ask me what your specific goal is. Say, I have this specific goal, and I will tell you how to achieve it. I'll tell you the worst thing you can do is shit like Beachbody. Now, I've literally gotten emails and texts and everything from recovering Beachbody addicts that have asked me to smash Beachbody against the wall. And I've been really, really apprehensive about doing it because Beachbody has done a lot of good. I've actually worked with them. They've hired me for dueling piano events. I know a lot of their team. I know a lot of their coaches. Beachbody was, in the beginning especially, was a great company. They're trying to change people's lives. They lost their way a little bit. Now, if you think about a specific goal, I want bigger biceps. I want to run faster. I want to do this. I want to do that. Beachbody does exactly none of those things for you. None. It trains you 6 days a week. It's massive overtraining. The workouts are too long. They're never ending. When you skip a day, you feel like you screwed up and you start the whole program over the next week. The only goal that Beachbody accomplishes is putting the fucking Beachbody logo on your TV 6 days a week so they get in your head. That's what they do. How many of you have Beachbody in your head? You miss a day, you feel super guilty, right? This is what I'm trying to get across about this fitness thing. Details matter. I'm not anti-fitness. I'm anti-specific protocols, certain things that I think are detrimental, and things like 6 days a week of anything is detrimental. I had a girl email me. Her goal is muscle building. She's like, I want to build more muscle. I have almost no fat to lose. Can you help me? I train Beachbody 6 days a week. I said, yeah, stop training Beachbody 6 days a week. That's the fastest way to strip your own muscle tissue away. You are overtraining. Understand that. And then she tells me, she said, okay, well, I'll come back when I'm done my Beachbody program because I'm almost done. And then my head exploded, right? It's literally, this is a cult. They have you in a cult mentality. Like, you have to understand that. They're putting the logo in your living room as many times as they possibly can. And somebody pointed out to me this autumn, this Beachbody obsession girl, she had candida in her gut. Guess how she fixed it? Low carb paleo and 0 Beachbody supplements. Think about it, right? They have paid testimonies. This is a company with paid testimonies. Anyway, all right, I'm done fitness. I'm gonna calm down before I have a heart attack. Details matter. I wasn't attacking fitness. I was saying that fitness is terrible for fat loss, and that is a big fat fact. Big fat fact. Fitness sucks for fat loss. Nutrition, that's where it's at. Nutrition first. All right, let's check Facebook now that I got superheated. Okay, what do we got here? I'm looking on Facebook. Josh can take a peek at Instagram, see if we have any live Q&A stuff. I have a couple questions preloaded, so I'll hit on those real quick. If you have any questions, hit me now. Ask me the questions now, over and over and over and over. If you got 10 questions, ask 10 questions. If you got 3 questions, ask 3 questions. I'm gonna go through them. One I wanted to touch on is cholesterol. How to handle cholesterol. Cholesterol is huge. I would have to do its own Ask Me Anything. A couple things that I want to get on the table real quick is there are genetic conditions for cholesterol. I have one. I live with it. Familial hypercholesterolemia. Again, a pain in the ass to say it. I feel like I'm watching a Japanese movie when I say it, right? But 90% of all cardiovascular disease is preventable. 90% through diet and lifestyle. And understand the cholesterol that's in your bloodstream, 25% of that comes from ingested foods. Comes from the foods you eat. 75% of the cholesterol in your body is created in your liver. Lipogenesis. 75% of the cholesterol in your body is created within the body in your liver. And understand, you should read the book Eat Fat, Get Thin by Dr. Mark Hyman. Eat Fat, Get Thin. As long as you're not eating cholesterol, as long as you're not ingesting fats, your body will pump out more cholesterol. The more fat you eat, the less cholesterol your body will make. The more carbohydrates you eat, the more cholesterol your body will make, and it's the dangerous LDL, bad cholesterol, low density lipoprotein. Now, that's a misconception too. LDL, most doctors are just going to test your HDL, your LDL, your total cholesterol, and your triglycerides. That's all they're going to test. Doesn't tell you shit about shit. It's a worthless test. Why? Because cholesterol is not even fat. Cholesterol is not even fat. It's something called a sterol. It's a combination of a steroid and alcohol. That's it. It's just transported in fat. It's transported in fatty acids called lipoproteins. These are particles, right? So think about it like this. The artery is an interstate. It's a highway. And the passengers are the cholesterol, and the cars are lipoproteins. The cars are cholesterol particles, LDL particles, HDL particles. So it's the total cholesterol, LDL, HDL, whatever it may be, the total cholesterol, that's the number of passengers. That doesn't matter. Passengers don't make a traffic jam. The number of cars make a traffic jam. Passengers, cholesterol. Cars, particle numbers. That's all that matters. The more particle numbers you have, the more risk you are, because the more there's a traffic jam, the more the cars are going to bump into the wall, right? Cholesterol, the test that most doctors give you that are covered by insurance is literally completely useless. I use LabCorp right now, and GenPath is another one that I've used in the past. Now, also something confusing, here's a personal story for you guys. My mama had a heart attack. It sucks. It's tough to talk about. She's totally fine. She didn't know she had it. Literally didn't know she had it. She went for a physical, and they said, you had a heart attack, and we think you had it like a couple weeks ago. So my mom calls me and she tells me this, and I'm like, what? So I go instantly into Justin Clovis mode. And I'm like, you need to go to your doctor. I need a full lipid panel. I need your C-reactive protein. I need to see the inflammation in your body. We have to do a full panel blood work. We have to run a risk assessment, blah, 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 blah. We do all this stuff, right? I get all her blood work back, and it's perfect. This is how little we actually know about cholesterol. People with high cholesterol, sometimes they have heart attacks. People with low cholesterol, sometimes they have heart attacks. People with cholesterol in the middle, sometimes they have heart attacks. We really don't know. The LDL, the HDL, we've seen heart attacks in all sorts of different people with different things based on their genetics and blah, 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 their lifestyle choices, whatever. We really don't know. My mom, I expected her to come back with terrible numbers. Her inflammation in her body is almost untraceable. It's like the same level as mine. Literally. She's drank Diet Coke and smoked cigarettes for the last 30 years. And her numbers are like the same as mine. Her cholesterol numbers are perfect and she had a heart attack. This stuff doesn't make sense. So don't get hung up on it. Don't let a doctor put you on a freaking statin drug because you have high cholesterol. It's insane. Insane, insane, insane. All right, another question I had. This is big in the Clovis Academy right now. Cold exposure. Why do I do ice baths? I do ice baths, I do cryotherapy sometimes, I take a cold shower every single day. Cold shower, the number one thing is something called norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is released in the brain, it's a mood enhancer, it can literally be used to treat depression. When I told you that 6 weeks of daily cold exposure is as effective as SSRIs and depression, it's as effective as pharmaceutical medication, that's because of norepinephrine. The mood enhancement, it literally gets released in your brain. It's a massive anti-inflammatory, so it lowers inflammation in your body. The other thing is really, really cold, being really, really cold, the shivering aspect. When you shiver, it activates something called brown adipose tissue. It's BAT for short. Brown adipose tissue is like brown fat. White fat is like the stored bad fat in your body. So thermogenesis, the body heating itself up, shivering to heat itself up, activates brown adipose tissue. That brown adipose tissue then oxidizes stored body fat. So literally, to warm itself up, when you get freezing cold, your body burns fat to warm itself up. Burns stored body fat. That is a very, very quick hack. The ultimate quick hack if you want to lose fat, and all you people in Clovis Academy, you're going to freak, you're going to lose your shit right now because I know you don't want to do cold showers, most of you. If you want the number one hack, in the morning, wake up, fasted, go outside, do the 180 training for 20 minutes, 180 aerobic training, just walk or whatever at a very low heart rate, come back, take an ice cold shower before your first meal ever happens. That's the number one fat hack I can give you for burning fat as quickly as possible. Right? So cold is great for that. It activates brown adipose tissue, burns body fat. On top of that, there's something called cold shock proteins. Cold shock proteins are somewhat understood, but it's basically they regenerate synapses in your brain, which is like the junction between two nerve endings for neurotransmission. It's really, really crazy. But on the flip side, for all you that hate cold showers, heat does the same thing. Sauna, most notably sauna. Steam room isn't studied much, so stick with sauna. But sauna has the same thing. Sauna exposure is insane, literally. Now that's heat shock proteins instead of cold shock proteins, but it has the same effect. So these heat shock proteins are unbelievable. Just for men, 2 to 3 times in the sauna a week lowers all-cause mortality risk of death from everything, lowers it by about 23%. 4 to 7 times in the sauna per week lowers all-cause mortality by 40%. All-cause mortality down 40% by spending 20 minutes in the sauna 4 to 7 times a week. Buy an infrared sauna. You get an infrared sauna for like $1,000. Put it in your house.
What's the timing on cold showers? How long should somebody do it? And same thing with the sauna. Is there any benefits towards certain length?
Yeah, sauna, off the top of my head, I believe sauna is 174 degrees at least 20 minutes. So 20 minutes and 174 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm pretty sure that's actually, I think that's spot on. Now, in terms of cold shower, I generally try to hit 5 minutes. It's usually between 3 to 5 minutes. 3 minutes, I would say 3 minutes is the minimum, because if you want to activate that brown adipose tissue, that's the thing. Some people are like, well, I'm working my way up to it. I take a hot shower and then do a cold shower for 10 seconds. Cold shower for 10 seconds is not going to make you shiver. It's not going to activate thermogenesis. Thermogenesis is the act of the body heating itself up. You need to, and that's fine. If you're shivering, if you get out of the shower, like don't turn the water to hot and warm yourself up instantly. Take that cold ass shower that sucks every day. I usually go for 5 minutes, sometimes it's 3 minutes, depends on how I'm feeling that day. If it's the middle of winter and it's negative 11 degrees outside and the pipes are cold, I'm probably only doing 3 minutes because it feels like razor blades on your skin, right? But you need to be shivering. Now, when the shivering happens, then you get out, put on sweatpants, put on a hoodie, drink a cup of coffee, you'll be fine. But the shivering, that thermogenesis process is what helps you start burning fat, and you burn fat for the rest of the day. It's pretty incredible. What else we got coming in? Oh, breathing. Okay, yeah, that's a big one. In cold showers, you want to activate your sympathetic nervous system. One of the quickest ways to activate your sympathetic nervous system, and this works for sleep as well, is something called a 4-7-8 breath. I'll do it for you right now. It's literally 4 seconds in. So you count like 4 1,000, full breath. Then you hold at the top for 7 1,000, hold for 7 seconds. Then your exhale lasts 8 seconds. Long, long, long exhale. This lets your body know that you're not in danger. People get in the shower and they start hyperventilating. Your body thinks it's getting chased by a lion. That's literally fight or flight. You're activating sympathetic, makes it way harder. Trying to breathe through, do all this hyperventilating stuff, you're gonna be miserable, right? Slow, deep, deep, deep. Hold your breath at the top. Exhale for 8 seconds. Calm your body down. Let it sink into the cold and just accept it, right? You can tighten your muscles. That happens. You can make a fist all while breathing nice and slow. Do that breathing nice and slow, activate the parasympathetic nervous system, and your showers will get 10 times easier. And you can do that at night to get to sleep too. Those breaths will help you get to sleep. Yeah, you need a defibrillator after your first cold shower to shock your heart back into rhythm. That's Christy. Christy is awesome. Okay, we got anything, Instagram or anything?
No.
Okay, cool. There's one other question I'm going to touch on, and that's illnesses, viruses, immune system, right? So this goes back to a lesson that I learned in jiu-jitsu. The worst place you can be in jiu-jitsu is a rear naked choke. If I have you in a rear naked choke, you're done, game over. It's how the majority of fights end. You don't want to be in a rear naked choke. So every newbie who comes in jiu-jitsu asks the same question. How do I escape a rear naked choke? The number one defense for escaping a rear naked choke is don't get in the rear naked choke. Don't get in it. The same thing goes for your immune system. Stop eating like shit. That's it. Come over to my way of life, my protocols, ask me for a custom macronutrient plan. I promise you, as time goes on, your immune system will get much, much, much stronger. Why? Micronutrients. Anything that I tell you that's going to help you with your immune system or an illness, overcoming an illness, take turmeric or take vitamin C or take this or take that. You're giving your body concentrated doses of micronutrients. That's all you're doing. Where do you get micronutrients? Food. You get your micronutrients from food. If you're eating well, your immune system will be boosted. Now, if you do get sick, I recommend liposomal vitamin C because it has a much better absorption rate. So use liposomal vitamin C if you are feeling yourself coming down with something. And also, I scream this from the rooftops, Host Defense. Host Defense. Great brand. My Community is the one that I use. Host Defense, My Community, but Host Defense has an entire line of nutritional products that are all for immune system. I have a little spray one that I take when I'm traveling. If I do get sick, I get the liquid My Community, which does not taste good. It's mixed with alcohol for a better absorption rate, and the alcohol, it's stiff. It's like you're taking a freaking shot, right? It's a little dropper, just put it in your mouth. I'll do that literally 7 times a day. If I feel myself even getting the sniffles, Host Defense, boom, 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 and I beat it almost every time. It's pretty incredible. So that is illnesses, viruses, how to deal with those. The 180 rule, this is touched on everywhere. If anybody knows the AMA for the 180 rule, I think it's potato tricks and party tips. The one I did from Mardi Gras, I think it's maybe Ask Me Anything number 6. Clovis.store, Diane, go to clovis.store/AMA, start looking at the titles of those. You'll see the one that's potato tricks and party tips has the cardio myth that talks all about 180. So these are all things that I've already talked about. Healing is crazy. Yes, you heal faster when your nutrition's better. I'm basically Wolverine. It's awesome. All right, that's Ask Me Anything number 12. Thank you guys for sticking it out with me. We had some technical stuff. Crystal, Micah, Katie, thank you so much for sharing your stories. Josh, the wizard, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, special surprise, I promised this for you. So what we've done is we've created you another coupon code. Now remember your homework. Your homework is take a photo, take a picture, take a selfie. That's the coupon code. Take a selfie, SELFIE. Take a selfie, all one word. That's the coupon code. Go to clovis.store. I'm giving you 20% off the entire store, and that's using code take a selfie. I want this in your head. Take a selfie. If you're watching with your husband, your boyfriend, your friend, your sister, whatever, take a selfie right now. Take pictures of each other. You want this. 90 days down the road, when you have a transformation like Josh had, when you have a transformation like Micah had, you're going to be pissed if you did not take before pictures. You're going to be really, really pissed. So take a picture, take a selfie, coupon code, take a selfie, clovis.store, check out the products, click the like button, click the love button, click the share button, tag your friends and family. Everybody, have a happy Easter. Be safe. Don't be a dick. Just make good food choices. Love your family, no matter what they're eating. It's not time for a lesson. It's time to just be together, okay? So Easter Sunday, have fun. We'll see you next week for AMA number 13. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.